Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is GameOverachieved and today we're jumping into a retro classic with retro achievements enabled. Retro achievements add new challenges to old games like speedruns, no damage boss fights, and completing the game on difficulties you normally wouldn't. I'm working to master as many classics as I can in hardcore mode, that means no save states and no cheats. And today's game is Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. This game consists of 20 achievements worth 205 points on the Retro Achievements website. This time, I wanted to play a relaxing game, no stress, just collecting 20 easy achievements. Most achievements you just get by playing on normal modes, collecting all the gems, reaching a certain amount of points, and grabbing a certain number of items per level. Pretty easy. So let's not waste any more time and jump straight into the video. Vera City, where life is joyful and everyone lives at peace. Until the Fire Nation attacked. I mean the evil witch Miserable. Because she was jealous of Minnie's beauty. Seriously? It's a literal mouse. But alright. So one day, she decides to kidnap Minnie, and as the good boyfriend Mickey is, he chases after her straight into the Castle of Illusions. Upon meeting the castle's true owner, the king tells Mickey that in order to defeat Miserable, he must collect the 7 gems of the rainbow. Each gem is hidden in an illusion-filled world and guarded by Miserable's henchmen, known as the Masters of Illusion. She also has an army of bizarre creatures like enchanted mushrooms, toy soldiers, and ball-juggling unicycle-riding clowns. Try saying that 5 times fast in a row. After thanking the king, Mickey enters the castle hallway and begins searching through 5 doors, each leading into a different world. Now you know what the story of the game is about, let's jump right into the first world, the forest. Mickey's main method of attack is to perform a bounce while jumping, which can be used to defeat enemies or to bounce upwards toward higher areas. We can also collect projectiles such as apples, marbles and candles to throw at our opponents. There are also various items that earn bonus points, increase our health and grant extra lives, or in this case, tries. Below on the screen we have our power bar, which is our health bar, and losing 1 pip every time we get hit. It also shows our item slot. Those are things we can collect to throw at our enemies. The first world, it being apples. Every world has multiple levels and ends with a boss fight against the Master of Illusion. We go our way by destroying plants, trees and mushrooms. Yeah, Mickey, that ain't gonna look good in your criminal records. Eventually, we find 2 starlight pickups that add 1 pip each, giving us a total of 5 pips, and we unlock our first achievement, the high-powered mouse. We keep going into the level, destroying some more nature and collecting some items for points. Nothing too difficult right at the start. Level 1-2 now. We go full Tarzan mode hanging from vines. A little fun fact here, Mickey is completely invincible while hanging from vines. Remember this for later, because it will be very important. We discover a small secret here. Yes, this obvious see-through wall counts as a secret. And grab an extra try. After getting crushed by a giant apple, we hit the level 1-3, the spider's nest. Here, we have floating leaves and annoying little spiders that drop down from above. We gotta be a little bit careful here, because there is a bottomless pit waiting. And falling into it takes away 1 try immediately. But if we take our time, it is very doable. Next up, level 1-4, a darker, ghostlier version of 1-1. We bully some ghosts by jumping on their head, squish some more mushrooms, and drop into a hole, which leads us to a hidden wall that reveals a real secret room. There we get tons of bonus points and another health pip. And we need the points and the secret rooms for an upcoming achievement. We continue the level and collect some more apples, and at 30 apples we unlock the Keeping the Doctor Away achievement. We continue our way, and finally we reach our first boss, the Angry Tree. Yeah, it seems like they lacked some creativity back then for their names. This boss consists of 3 parts. We jump over him while he rolls back and forth. After that, we dodge falling acorns, and then we can jump on his head or throw an apple at him to deal damage. After doing that 5 times, we can defeat the boss and we collect the red gem, giving us the Ravishing Ruby achievement. We also get the Terrific Technique achievement for scoring 10,000 points on the technique scale, which will drop hidden points every time we get hit. But since we barely got hit in this world, we get the achievement right away. We also reached 50,000 points, and in doing so, it gave us an extra try. So that's a good way of farming extra tries. We go back into the castle, and the second door appears, leading our way into World 2, Toyland. This level is filled with toy-themed enemies like toy soldiers, toy airplanes, and the ball-juggling unicycle riding clowns. And instead of apples, we collect marbles here. And right at the start of the level, we already find the exit door. But of course it's locked. It can never be that easy. So we make our way up all to the top of the level, where we collect the key, and suddenly the level turns into a giant slide, putting diamonds on our path to make us earn some extra points. The slide brings us back all the way to the start of the level, where we use the key, and the door is now unlocked. In level 2-2, we immediately find a bag of 10 marbles, setting our total to 30 and unlocking the Marble Madness achievement. Continuing our way into the level, we defeat some more enemies and we reach 75,000 points, so we get the Rodent's Riches achievement. And here he finally is! We finally meet the ball-juggling unicycle riding clown. Amazing! But unfortunately, no achievement tied to it. On our way to level 2-3. They are turning up the difficulty a bit by making us play upside down for some parts of the level, but nothing too difficult to be honest. I really love how they put so much creativity in their levels, sorting things by teams, it just fits so well. We just walk our way through the level, entering our second boss fight, the Jack-in-the-Box. This boss is pretty easy. We dodge his jumping attacks by walking under him and ducking under his fists. Eventually, he will release some springs we can use to jump on top of his head to deal damage. We do this 5 times and we defeat him, revealing the orange gem and giving us the Divine Citrine achievement. We open the door of the third world and we head into the storm level. Immediately, dropping down, we find a secret room filled with diamonds, each worth 1000 points, and defeating some more enemies sets our score to 140,000 points, giving us our 7th try, which gives us the Lucky 7 achievement. If you play this level for the first time, it's a bit of a pain. There are several paths you can take, but only one that leads to the exit. So if you don't know which one to take, you're gonna get stuck in this level for quite some time. But after going into the right path, which is the second to the last, we reach the exits and we make our way into level 3-2. This is the first level that really puts your platforming skills to the test, with no safe landing zone below, so if you fall down, it's insta-dead and you immediately lose 1 try. Some platforms are also really small and unpredictable enemies reach our paths, trying to set our pips to 0, also making us lose a try. But after some trial and error, we finally get through the level and we make our way into level 3-3. We immediately 360 no-scope LMG trickshot the first bat we see in this level and we progress further. This level is annoying. When you fall into the rising waters, we get pulled in with the stream and get sent back all the way until the water lowers again. Also, being out of the frames resets every enemy we defeated before. Pure retro fun right here. But eventually, we manage to get to the exit door and we meet our third boss. I don't think this boss has a name, but they look like some kind of sea creature. So let's just call him the Seaman boss from now on. This boss consists of 5 different sections of a totem, each consisting of 1 seaman. Yeah, I really should have thought this name more through. Anyway, right when they jump out, we try to hit him with a marble or jump on his head to make him destroy 1 section of his own totem. In doing so 5 times, we defeat the boss and we get the yellow gem, giving us the beautiful barrel achievements. We also hit 150,000 points, so we get the Mouse-tacular achievements. Opening up our 4th door, we enter the library. And right away, these letter A enemies are really a pain in the ass. On the Sega controller, Mickey jumps using the A button, so when you go near them and press A to jump, they also jump, and slightly higher than Mickey. So you have to do a small fake jump, and while you are waiting for them to land, you can jump on them. This took me a while to figure out. Hands down, one of the most annoying enemies in the game. Well, second to most, because first place goes to those bats. We continue our way, defeating some bookworms until we reach a giant milk bottle we have to enter for some reason to continue the level. But it also gives us the Sweet Dreams achievement, so into the milk we go. This part can be a bit tricky as it really ups the platforming skills you need, and those unpredictable fish jumping from everywhere is just as annoying as the bats. And I don't even want to mention the disappearing platforms, which if we fall into the milk, it's just straight up losing a try. But we make our way onto the exit after a few tries, where there is a green gem waiting for us, giving us the Enamoring Emerald achievement. This is the first gem we get without having to defeat a boss. Very nice. Making our way out of the milk bottle, we enter level 4-2, the study room. This neat upcoming thing I find so amazing in this game. When we hang from the strings of the lamps, it actually shuts off the light. This is such a cool little gimmick in the game that I really appreciate. We find a little secret room in this cup of tea, but we end up using our last try and having to use our first continue. But that's no problem, because there is no achievement preventing us from not using a continue, luckily. Making our way out of the cup of tea, we continue the level, entering another milk bottle. But as a surprise, a giant licorice dragon lives in this one. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for this. Here we have 3 different platforms, and the dragon can rise from any in between of them. It took me a few tries to memorize his attack pattern, but the good thing is, he always uses the same moves. So a little bit of a learning curve here, but nothing too bad. After some unfair deaths, we defeat this pesky dragon and we collect the blue gem, giving us the lovely lapis achievement. We also collect the secret squeak achievement here for scoring a secret bonus for over 25,000 points. But somehow it didn't record, unfortunately. But we collect this achievement by going into a few secret rooms, and in doing so we get points for it. Having over 25,000 points gave us the achievement. Onto the final door now. We enter the castle world. We're so close now. I can almost smell Minnie. Next up is this cool medieval themed world. And we got our first enemy here with range attack. The level also set us up with booby traps. Yeah, they're really trying their best now to stop us from saving Minnie. We take advantage of the enemy to get up in the secret room to get some extra pips, and we carefully make our way downwards, avoiding traps and pools of acid that one-shot us. Yeah, poor Mickey. But we keep our hopes up, because we already collected another achievement by having 15 candles, giving us the Sorcerer's Apprentice achievement. Making our way further into this trap-filled level, we reach the end and we get the Indigo gem, giving us the superb Sapphire achievement. We fall down into some sewer water and we make our way through the level by taking the correct path again, and avoiding half-eaten fish that want to eat us. This short level gets done easily and we make our way into the clock tower. This is your basic FU level, with tight platforming and bats spawning out of nowhere. We also have to do the whole platforming over again if we fail once, making this a really frustrating level. But after some attempts, we managed to get to the exit and onto the 5th boss, Olaf, the clock tower boss. It's really important to bait out his knife attack first, because if we don't, he will have his arm up and we will just bounce off him, not being able to do damage, and getting damage ourselves. We also dodge his jumping attack by walking under him, just like with the Jack-in-the-Box boss. Notice how he gets more red every time we damage him. But a few hits later, we defeat Olaf and we get the final gem, the Violet gem, and the amazing Amethyst achievement. We also get a total of 250,000 points, getting the high scoring mouse achievement. Now with all 7 gems collected, we can use them to build a rainbow bridge. Onto the castle tower where Minnie is. Really, game? I thought the gems were gonna give me some Super Saiyan powers to defeat the witch, but we used them to build a bridge? Couldn't we just have used a balloon or something? Damn. Anyway, we finally reach the final boss. We meet Miserable at last, and she transforms into her final form, which somehow resembles the witch from Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, or is that just me? She goes straight into attack mode and summons ghost-like projectiles we have to dodge. After she is done with her attack, she has no protections anymore and we can get a hit off. We gotta do this a few times until it triggers an automated cutscene, which makes Mickey use the gems to transform the witch back to her normal form and freeing Minnie. So it seems like we did need the gems after all, and we get a Super Saiyan moment anyway. Defeating the boss and reuniting with Minnie gave us the Happily Ever After achievements. We get another small cutscene of the castle starting to shake, and Miserable then saves us with her broom. Wait, now she helps us? What was the point of kidnapping Minnie in the first place then? I really don't understand this game anymore. But the credits roll and we get a final wave from Mickey, ending the game. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next. What do you mean we only have 19 achievements? Wait, let me check real quick. Well guys, it seems like you're right. We still have to do one more achievement, and that's doing the whole game over again, but this time on hard modes. That can't be too difficult, right? But unfortunately, I couldn't be more further from the truth. This mode cranks the difficulty up like crazy. I'm going to save you the time and pain, and I'm not gonna go through the whole game again. Instead, I'll just explain the major differences. For starters, no more continues. Once we lose all our tries, it's game over. Start from scratch, doing everything over again. There are also no more projectiles. Yup, no more apples, no more marbles, nothing. That means certain sections of the game where we relied on throwables now forces into tight jumps and tricky platforming. Remember the library section from earlier with the bookworms? Yeah, it turned into a tight jump section which took me so long to master. It's just pure stress. Also, all bosses have double HP. So where they took 5 hits before, now they take 10. That's twice the pressure, twice the mistakes waiting to happen. It's absolutely horrible. Also, no more easy healing. Every time we enter a new level, our pips get reset to 2, even if we end the level with 5 pips, and all those health pickups we used to rely on, gone, vanish, removed. I seriously don't know what was going on in the devs' heads when they made this mode. It's like they wanted to traumatize players. But luckily I found one little trick to give us a much...
Play Ride van Fun wordt nu op Spotify afgespeeld.
Dude, shut up, Siri. Okay, after that small little break of Siri, let's continue the video again. So where was I? Ah yes, I was gonna explain this one trick. So we found a little trick, giving us a much needed head start. When we enter level 1-2, do you remember the vine section I mentioned earlier? Where Mickey becomes invincible while hanging? I told you to remember, but I'm sure you did. Here's a quick recap for the people who didn't. When Mickey grabs onto vines, he cannot take damage. Not only that, but he actually defeats every enemy he touches. So what do? We hang there and we farm points. There is a small butterfly coming onto the screen every few seconds, so we grab something to eat, and by the time we are back, we will have enough points to have 10 tries in total. Every 40,000 points gives us an extra try. Sounds like a lot, right? But trust me, we'll need every single one of them. And if you thought we were done with annoying enemies, let's talk about the bats. They are unpredictable, they fly in out of nowhere, and they only have to do it once to mess up your whole run. If you check the comment section for this specific achievement on RetroAchievements, you'll see how many people just rage at this part or complain about the bats. Legit, this was one of the hardest achievements I've ever done, but finishing it was so satisfying. I was literally shaking during the whole boss fight against Miserable. I really didn't want to mess up here.
But at the end, we managed to defeat her, and we get the Mighty Mouse achievement. That's all 20 achievements done for Castle of Illusions starring Mickey Mouse.
And honestly, I am so glad I will never ever have to play this game again. But that's it for today, for real this time. Huge shout out to the RetroAchievements community and especially to Scott and GamerPup UK for making this brilliant set and bringing this old school classic back to life. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, it really means a lot. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in the next one.